Mirrors allow us to see the flaws, the imperfections, the perfections, the beauty, and everything about ourselves that other people can see on the outside. I think that a great metaphor for the way that I've gone about my education at NMU is by looking into a mirror and reflecting on the ways that my education has benefited me to becoming a teacher. A mirror often gives you a whole picture of yourself at one time. And I know that's an obvious thing to say, but you learn a lot about yourself when you look in a mirror. You learn about how tired you are when you see the dark circles under your eyes. You learn about the stress you're going through when you see your face is broken out. You learn about your self-confidence when you realize these things matter to you. And I think that is a reflection on who I'm becoming as an educator, because when I see these things, I realize that I have steps to take. I could stop. I could just stop doing these things. I could stop caring, but I would rather keep pushing through and finding out new tools and new strategies to create a better version of myself as an educator. So as I've gone through, I've began to create a standard for myself that I like to adhere to. I have learned a lot about who I want to be as a teacher. I have learned to check myself, just as you would do in a mirror before you leave for work, for school, for whatever extracurricular activity you have going on. You check yourself and you look in the mirror before you leave and you ask yourself, is this the best person I'm sending out right now? And you don't really leave until that answer is yes, unless you're late, which shame on you. You should have gotten yourself together beforehand. But you notice how good you look. You don't notice all the things you can fix. You begin to notice, once you realize you can't fix everything, you start to begin to realize how good you look. You realize the good things, the things you're good at. You realize, again, what is in your invisible knapsack. You realize the things that you carry into the classroom with you every day. You realize the things you share with your students are valuable. You realize that you are valuable. You are able to see your goals. You're able to see the person that you're looking at and see that that person is worthy of becoming a good teacher and having a great classroom that's going to respect you and that you're going to respect back. Another thing about a mirror is that when you block the light and you don't get a great look at yourself, you don't have all the information. When you don't look at the whole picture, you don't have all the information of who you are and who you're trying to be. You see somebody else's interpretation of you. You see your own interpretation of you, which chances are you're being very hard on yourself in those situations. You often ask yourself, who am I? You have weird dance parties with yourself in the mirror, and you discover things about yourself that you may not have ever been able to know before without looking at yourself and having that internal conversation. As crazy as it sounds, I know we've all done it. Things that I've done in my own mirror are ask myself if I want to be a teacher, and that resounding answer is yes. And the answer that I've put my heart and soul into is yes, I do want to become a teacher. When you look in a mirror, you're blocking out the background. You're front and center. You are the important one. I know that that's a big part of recognizing my value as a teacher. Not that I think I am the only person who's educating these students. I don't think that I am at all their most important adult in their life. But what I do know is that I'm the only one who can change what I do. I'm the only one who can give my students good input and give them the tools and the strategies to go forward through the world and evaluate what they're seeing, what they're hearing, what they're reading on a daily basis.